Hi there, this is Peter from We Build Your Business at webuildyourbusiness.com.au, and today I wanted to talk to you about keywords. And if you've been online for any length of time, and if you've been trying to market a business via a website for any length of time, you may well have come across the term keywords, but you may not quite understand exactly what keywords are. So I wanted to tell you today exactly what keywords are and why an understanding of keywords is very important for your business. So right now we're looking at a Google page, and I've typed into that Google page, "Why does my dog eat grass?" and I've hit enter, and there you can see Google's search results for that word. So "why does my dog eat grass" has become a keyword, because a keyword is anything that anybody types into Google, or for that matter any other search engine. So a keyword really just means any word that you search on a search engine. There are millions or billions of keywords. Some of them are searched many times, sometimes hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of times a day all over the world, and others, like this one, may be searched very rarely. And in fact, some estimates are that there are many keywords which are only ever searched once. So that's an explanation of what keywords are, but why does that matter? What is the importance of keywords? Well, the importance of keywords is that Google has to decide what your website is about to rank it. And we can see here we've got the first result on the first page of Google. So if anyone went to search "why does my dog eat grass," the people who own this website, vetmedicine@about.com, would be the most likely to have someone click their entry, and the research shows that somewhere around 40% of people who search a particular word will click the top or the number one result. And so you can see that it's very important, if you want to get the maximum number of visitors to your website, that you have it at or near the top of the first page of Google. So how does Google know how to rank your website, or even what your website is about? That is where keywords come into the equation, because Google decides what your website is about by looking at keywords. Now, Google isn't a person. There are no people who come and look at your website, read it, and decide what it's about and where to rank it. Google is merely a mathematical algorithm, and a little piece of software called the Googlebot trawls around the internet all day long, reading websites and deciding what they're all about and where to rank them in the search results. And it's keywords that tell the Googlebot what your site's about. So where do you find the keywords on your website? Well, there's a number of different places. I've spoken previously about the importance of title and description in your website, which you normally don't actually see on the page you look at, but in the background, in the code where you find those sorts of things, there should be a very well crafted, well thought out title and description which include very relevant keywords. And as well as that, it's also very important that you have some very significant research done before you commence building your website to ascertain what are the best keywords for your website, and to organize your keywords and make sure that you have as many relevant and appropriate keywords organized into your site as you possibly can. Now, there is two important considerations when it comes to keywords and to choosing keywords, and here we have a service that Google provides where you can search out related keywords and try and do a little bit of keyword research. This is not a service available to everyone, but if you have the appropriate Google account, you can access this. And I've put in a search for related keywords for the keyword security service, and this relates to Australian searches. And so what you can see here at the top of this list that Google provides us is the keyword custom security services. Here you can see global monthly searches, and that tells us that there are 1,000, according to Google, searches every month worldwide for the keyword custom security services. And here it says that, according to Google, there are about 170 searches Australia-wide for the keyword custom security services. Now, obviously, the number of people who search a keyword is a consideration when you're deciding to build your website, or in fact deciding to build individual pages for your website, because this sort of analysis should be done for every single page. And a lot of people would look at this and say, okay, here we have a keyword security service, 18,100 visitors in Australia, or searches in Australia every month. Let's see if we can get our website to rank number 1 for the keyword security service and get 18,100 or 40% of that number to our website, rather than custom security services where we're only likely to get a small number of visitors. And that's where the second of the considerations for keywords come in, and that is keyword competition. Now, what I have here is a piece of software that I use that tells us keyword competition levels, and I've analysed the keyword security services here for Australia, and what you can see on the page here is a list of the top 10 results in a Google search in Australia for the keyword security services. This software goes out to Google, queries Google, and has a look at the top 10 results, returns them to the software. And over here on the right you can see that there is a lot of numbers and letters which will be probably quite meaningless to you, and that's fine. It doesn't matter what all the numbers and letters are. The most important thing to take away from this is that pink is beware. Pink says that if you want to beat this website in the Google results, you've got a lot of work ahead of you, a long time, and a lot of money spent trying to beat this website. And as you can see, with the exception of Google Maps, which is at the top, every single website in that list apart from one has pink in it. And so that is saying to me, run away, run away. You can't possibly get into this list of top 10 results for the keyword security services searched in Australia. However, as a comparison, I've now done exactly the same thing with the keyword security service in Warragul. And let's say you had a security services business in Warragul, then you may well optimize your website for the keyword security service in Warragul. And you can see over here on the right there is much less pink. And from experience, that is saying to me that that keyword security service in Warragul is much easier to get your website onto the first page of Google for, or possibly even to number 1, than the keyword security services. So there are two considerations when it comes to keywords and researching them for your website. How many searches are performed, and how competitive is it to get your website onto the first page for that particular keyword. Now, of course, there might only be 1 or 2 people every day or even every week who search the keyword security service in Warragul, whereas there might be hundreds, or as we saw 18,100 in a month, who search security services. However, if you have a security service in Warragul and someone in Darwin searches and finds your website, then that's really not of much use to you as a Warragul business. Whereas if you have a security service business in Warragul, 1 visitor a day to your website who searches for that word might turn out to be 1 new customer a week, and that is certainly worthwhile. So that's just a little background for you on what keywords are and how they work on the internet. It's the most important lesson to take away is that you should always have some considerable research done before you commence building a website on what are the appropriate keywords for your website, what is the degree of difficulty of getting onto the Google search results on page 1, and which keywords apply to your site, which ones should be used, and how many pages should you have with 1 page optimized to 1 primary keyword. So I hope you've enjoyed that video. If you'd like to learn a little more about the intricacies of doing business online with a website, feel free to browse some more at my website, webuildyourbusiness.com.au. Thanks for listening.